Hey, you're looking good today. I'm Mewan and welcome to Alpha Medical. Yeah, I don't like this dress. Let's change this. Hey, every time someone asks me how to prepare for exams, my answer is always the same. Do past papers. Just do it.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
In today's video, you and I are going to talk about how to do a past paper to get the maximum benefit out of it and to get better results at the actual exam itself. A little bit of life advice. Most of the things that you care about right now won't matter in 5 years, but your exam results will definitely decide how you live your life for the next 40 to 50 years on this planet Earth. Do you want to get to the top 100 of the country without even studying hard? Then follow me. If you follow me, you will gain what you desire so much. This is what I did. Oh, by the way, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so that you will be notified about future videos like this, which will definitely help you. And I'm on Instagram and Facebook under Mewan Ranasekara. Link in description. Feel free to ask me anything. Educational problems, of course. Oh, this was a comment on my last video on what to do when you don't know the answer to an exam question by my good friend and my colleague Hiran. I thought it would be good to share it on this channel. But underlining the important parts will definitely help you to get the answer in a short time and to avoid any mistakes or confusions. Crossing off answers in the first round itself is something I do too, so that in the next round I don't need to read the whole question itself again. I want this to be a place where we can share our knowledge and help others who are struggling with their studies. I want you to succeed. I am trying to be the person that I always wished for but I never had. Okay, this is getting emotional. Let's move on. Intro. Okay, there are two situations where the first one is you have studied and you have all the knowledge, and the second one is you haven't studied and you don't know what to do. Either way, you should do past papers. Tip number 1, find the right exam paper. Before you do papers you got from another tuition class or your friend or some sketchy internet site, do the official exam past papers, which has its own marking scheme, because most of the other exam papers will be faulty and you will be spending your precious time trying to correct them, or trying to find the answer to a question which is already wrong, because most of the time these papers will contain mistakes and also the marking scheme will be faulty. Also, some schools do change their questions and their marking schemes so that other students can't use them. So be careful when you use other schools' papers. This is the world we live in. We can't change it. Just adapt. So don't waste your time on those other papers and use the official exam past papers. If you have tons of free time, by all means do those other papers too. There is one common problem that each and every student face: not enough time. Well, that's a life problem too. Okay, back in track. Not enough time to finish each and every question. That's mainly because you didn't practice enough past papers, or the way you did it was wrong. This may sound a bit ridiculous, but this is how I did it. Tip number 2, get a stopwatch. Get a stopwatch that you can place on the exam table. Remember, this should not be the watch that you are using to watch the time. Plan how much time you are going to spend on each and every question, then using the stopwatch without wasting time, go through each and every question fast. And if time runs out on one question, move on to the next question without wasting any. If you do this correctly, you will be highly focused and concentrated on your exam paper like you never did before. Next tip, tip number 3, sit down. Sit down? What is it talking about? Is it going cuckoo? Thing is, you have to recreate the exam situation itself. You have to practice working under pressure. Before you start the exam paper, close your eyes and imagine you are in the exam hall right now and they are handing out the papers one by one. And 1, 2, 3, you got the exam paper. Start. Those few papers will decide your life. So take it seriously. Feel the stress, take a deep breath in and start the paper and give your best. Tip number 4, keep your concentration. Stay away from anything that would distract you. Tell your parents and your siblings what you need and tell them to keep quiet and not to disturb you. This is your exam, your life. When they see your enthusiasm, they will definitely help. I don't have any siblings, so I have the whole house for myself, so I didn't face any problems. And yeah, throw the phone out of the window. Literally. Tip number 5, mark your papers. Just doing the paper and writing the answers is not enough. You have to mark the paper by yourself, or if you don't have the time, tell someone else to do it for you. My mom used to mark the papers, so ask your parents. That is why it is good to have a paper with a well explained marking scheme. Find out what you did wrong and the theory parts you are missing or you didn't understand correctly. Tip number 6, read the marking scheme. No, this is not the previous tip. Even if you answered each and every question correctly or you didn't answer any question at all, you do have to read the marking scheme. But marking a paper takes time. That's why I told you to get the help from your parents. Thing is, you have to find out what the examiners are expecting out of you. Even if you are right, write the answer that the examiner wants, but not the answer you want to write. Previously, if you couldn't answer, simply read up the marking scheme and write down the answers. Yes, you have to write it down, not just read it. The magic happens from writing the answer. This way is much better than reading a textbook on top of the bed, half asleep. I know, I'm guilty of it too. This works because you know these are exam questions and you will be much focused and concentrated on your studies way more than before. If you follow my tips or tricks or whatever, you will be able to manage your time, gain new knowledge and reduce your exam fear. You will be able to manage your time, gain new knowledge and reduce your exam fear and increase your answering speed.
This is the way.
If you did learn something new today, remember to hit the subscribe button anywhere on this page so that you can get new information like this. Show some love. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up so that it will help me in the YouTube algorithm. I want to reach new people. By the way, I did 2 more videos on exam tips and on what to do when you don't know the answer to an exam paper. Feel free to check them out. Do comment down below what do you want to see next. Alright? Thanks for watching. I love you. See you next time.